Hey guys, what's up? It's Justin, aka Diego, back with the Protection Paladin Cataclysm single target rotation. I'm going to show you two today. And the first one we're going to look at is called the quote-unquote standard 939 rotation. I covered this in when we were level 80. Basically hasn't changed too much, even with Inquisition. I'll show you the Inquisition rotation later, but the general gist is you just Crusader Strike every other ability for single target, and then just use Avenger's Shield when you get Grand Crusader procs. So basically, it's Crusader Strike, Judge, Crusader Strike, Avenger's Shield, Crusader Strike, and then Finisher, which would be Shield of Righteousness. So you'll see I just finished right there. And I got my Avenger's Shield off cooldown because I had a Grand Crusader proc, so I'm going to use that after my Crusader Strike right there. And we're going to Shield of Righteousness. So very simple rotation, very basic, not hasn't changed from level 80. So it's very easy to get used to. And I am on a level 80 target dummy right here. So if I do have Shield of Righteousness misses, dodges, or parries, I do have to recast it. So just keep that in mind. If it does get blocked, or not blocked, but if it dodge, parry, to miss, you have to recast it. So slowed it down here for you guys. You'll see my first 3 holy power. Shield of Righteousness right there. So then basically a fresh rotation. So Crusader Strike Judge. I did have a Grand Crusader proc. So that's good. So now I get to use Avenger's Shield. Focused Shield Glyph is really good for single target. Over Holy Wrath, it hits a lot harder for single target. And then if you don't get that Grand Crusader proc, if you're not lucky, then you just have to use Holy Wrath. But yeah, Grand Crusader will be a TPS upgrade when you do proc. It's just not that good because you can't utilize the procs right away, which you might see in the video. I have to wait sometimes because I still have to use Crusader Strike and Judgment because Judgment is good for mana regen and Sacred Duty procs, yada yada. But so you'll see I don't have it. I didn't get it to proc there, so I use Holy Wrath. Then back to my Crusader Strike, and then boom, finish it up with a Shield of Righteousness. So let's take a look at the next rotation. It's called the Inquisition rotation. I don't really know the technical term. Come on, get done. Here we go. So Blizzard was kind of worried about this because they didn't want really us to have to manage Inquisition in our rotation. And it's not really that hard. All you basically do is it's the same rotation, but you see I'm tracking Sacred Duty procs, so if I get Sacred Duty, I'm obviously going to use that proc on Shield of Righteousness. And if I don't have a Sacred Duty proc, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just refresh Inquisition. Or refresh or put up Inquisition, I should say. So, and that will do 30% more damage, and with Vengeance and a bunch of stuff, it's just a lot of threat. And basically, I don't ever use Shield of Righteousness unless I get Sacred Duty procs. But that's subjective, depending on where your threat levels are at. You'll see right here, I didn't have a Sacred Duty proc, but I still Shield of Righteousness. I was just showing for educational purposes, because you might still want to use Shield of Righteousness even without a Sacred Duty proc if people are starting to creep up on the threat meter. If not, you can just refresh Inquisition. So you'll see right here, boom, Inquisition, got a Sacred Duty proc, so I know my next 3 holy power is going to be used on Shield of Righteousness, and it crits. Obviously, it's 30% more, so it's 22,000 as opposed to 17,000 that I had not without Inquisition. So it's quite a bit more. Then factor in Vengeance. It hits really hard. I've seen numbers like 75,000 and change. So I slowed it down here for you guys. So again, pretty simple. I'm tracking Sacred Duty with Power Auras. So I know if I ever see that cool little symbol to the left of my character, I'm just going to use Shield of Righteousness. And if I don't, I'm just going to use Inquisition. I also have Inquisition tracked. I have it tracked for Ret. For Prot, it's kind of a no-brainer. It's pretty much 100% uptide if you just keep refreshing it. But so I don't have a Sacred Duty proc, so boom, Inquisition. And then follow my 939 rotation. And if I get a Sacred Duty proc, I Shield of Righteousness. And if I don't, I could either refresh Inquisition if my threat's good, but if I need the threat, then I get Shield of Righteousness. So you'll see here, I decided to use Shield of Righteousness just for whatever reason. Obviously, no one's DPSing a target dummy, no one's going to pull it off me. But and then you'll see I get it the next time with Inquisition up, and it hits quite a bit harder. So my first impressions about it, that I really think Inquisition is going to be the way to go. Obviously, I'm on a level 80 target dummy, so I'm not getting parried or dodged that much. That does factor in. But once we get all that hit and expertise, I think it's going to be the way to go. Obviously, because we're not going to have those Shield of the Righteousness parries, dodges, or misses. Anyway, that's been the video. Hope you guys liked it. Rate it thumbs up. Be careful about the other rotation videos you guys watch. I've seen some pretty bad bullshit videos out there, but just be careful. This is a good one. And I will see you guys next time. Later.